Yet another live service game is shutting down, this being Star Wars Hunters. This coming from StarWarsHunters.com. Quote, "Dear Hunters, thank you for your incredible support and for being part of the world of Vespara. After careful consideration, we want to let you know that the final content update for Star Wars Hunters on all platforms will be available on April 15th. The game will remain playable until October 1st, 2025, when the game's online servers will be shut down. We understand this news may be disappointing and want to assure you that this decision was not made lightly. Your passion and dedication to the game and its community have meant the world to us, and we are committed to providing visibility and updates throughout the transition process. Thank you for being a part of this incredible journey and for the time you spent playing Star Wars Hunters." End quote. So, this is a game that just sort of quietly dropped on mobile and Nintendo Switch, and I didn't see much fanfare for the game, especially because the marketing was kind of non-existent. Like, I saw a few trailers for it, but outside of that, like, there really wasn't much marketing put into it. I don't think it ever came to Xbox or PlayStation, like, not even the PS4 or Xbox One, didn't come to the PS5 or the Series consoles. I don't even know if it was ever officially available on Steam or the PC. It probably was, because if it's available on mobile, there's a way to play it on PC. But still, I feel like they kind of shot themselves in the foot by not making it available on more platforms and maybe putting a bit more into their, overall marketing. Am I saying this game wouldn't necessarily been the next Marvel Rivals, because this did kind of fall into that hero shooter quote-unquote category? It wasn't the exact same thing. I believe this game's like 3v3 or 4v4 or something like that, so it was a little bit different. But still, this live service market, I'm not saying that live service games shouldn't be made, period, because there's plenty of innovations to be made, and there will always be innovations to be made in any genre of video games, right? No matter how many exist. And just because there's a ton of live service games as is, and it could be, it's really easy to kind of be naive or ignorant and say, okay, we don't need any more live service games. Live service games garbage, look at all these failing, until you see something like Marvel Rivals. It's not live service games that are the problem, it's the lack of innovation, playing it safe, and just overall, I don't want to say not knowing their audience, but just overall, just being rather misguided when it comes to making these games, right? I'm not even saying that half of these live service games are even bad, because for the most part, they're all actually pretty fun games. Like, Star Wars Hunters, for example, I did dabble in it a little bit when it launched, and it's a fun game. It's just that, again, they could have had more efforts when it came to marketing, getting it on more platforms, or maybe just doing something different with the game in order to reel some more people in, or having other modes available, or going back to what we used to do back in the day, or what we used to see back in the day, like during the 360 and PS3 generation, where we have more games that release with single-player components. Like, for example, Tomb Raider 2013. That was a game where it had an excellent story mode, but it also optionally had a multiplayer mode if you wanted to play it. So I feel like it really would be a, happy middle ground of sorts if they could at least start implementing at least some sort of single-player component. Again, I'm not saying every single game needs to be single-player, that no game should ever be live service. It's just, again, when the live service game shuts down, it becomes lost media, and it's just kind of like, well, that sucks. But regardless, it is disappointing that yet another game is shutting down, especially one tied to such a big IP, but here's hoping that the developers can find other success in the near to distant future.